Hello guys, so in this week video I'm going to explain you the technique that we use to teach the animals to do the behaviors that we want to teach them. Okay, the technique we use is called Operand Conditioning, and basically what it means is that when an animal makes a behavior, it has some consequences. These consequences make the frequency of the behavior to increase or to decrease in the future. Okay, the possible consequence is positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. Positive and negative in this context doesn't mean that it's good or bad. Okay, positive means that you add something to the environment, and negative that you take away something from the environment. If you combine all this, what you have is positive reinforcement. Reinforcement is the consequence that makes the behavior increase, the frequency of the behavior increase, and the punishment is the consequence that make the behavior decrease, the frequency of the behavior decrease. Positive reinforcement, you add something to the environment that make that behavior increase. For example, in our case with marine mammals, fish, gelatin, ice, touching, rubbing, toys, depends. Anything that the animal likes and makes him to want to repeat that behavior in the future. In our case, the salary at the end of the month is a positive reinforcement. It's something that motivates us to stay and repeat and keep going with our job. Negative reinforcement is something that you take away from the environment and makes you to increase the frequency of the behavior. For example, if you have a car, you turn on the engine but you forget or you don't want to put on the belt, there's a sound that starts, and until you don't put on the belt, it doesn't go away. So the next time, if you don't want to hear that sound, you're going to put the belt immediately. So the behavior is increasing. Positive punishment is something that you add on the environment that makes the behavior to decrease. Okay, so in this case, for example, if, like my sister, you bite your nails when you were a child, there was a liquid that they sell in the pharmacies that you put it on, and when you taste it, the taste was so bad. So the first time you're going to eat it immediately, and you're going to feel that bad taste. But the second or the third time, when you're going to bite your nails, you're going to think twice before you do it. So the behavior is decreasing. And negative punishment, you take away something from the environment that make the behavior decrease. For example, if you park on a place that is banned, and they take away from you, I don't know, 60 euros or whatever, because the police came and gave you a fine, the next time you're going to park in the same place, you're going to think on the time when they took away the 60 euros that they were yours, and you're going to think twice before you park it there. So the behavior is decreasing. Okay? In animal training, what is more used is positive reinforcement with difference. But that doesn't mean that if somebody that uses positive punishment all the time or negative reinforcement is not using operant conditioning. That's something that sometimes people are confused about. They say that they train with operant conditioning, but they don't say if they use positive reinforcement or negative punishment, for example, because there's a difference in there. So it's not the same to use a negative punishment or positive reinforcement. So everything is operant conditioning, but what we use normally in animal training is positive reinforcement. Why we use normally positive reinforcement? Because at the end what you have is an animal that wants to collaborate with you, that wants to learn, that is happy.